So shooting videos with small cameras or with your iPhone was frowned upon in the film industry. That's just simply not the case anymore because all the TikToks and IG Reels are mostly shot on your phones. Even businesses are filming content on phones, but then they want to stand out. Color grading is a big part of it. I want to give you super effective, quick and easy fixes that you can do even if you're just a traditional video editor, videographer, content creator. If you just know how to use Resolve, you can use these techniques today and start getting results. This does not require any prior color grading experience. Now, let's look at the pros and cons of shooting stuff on your iPhone. So for pros, number one is going to be everything is always in focus. That is a really good thing. The auto white balance on your phone is pretty accurate. I'm super impressed. Stuff shot on the iPhone is done in Rec 7 or 9 and it's not super crunchy. When you bring it in and when you look at the scopes, you still got plenty of room to play with. So those are all massive pros. Now let's look at the cons. Number one, no default option for log. There are third-party apps that let you shoot and log, but I wish that Apple just kind of give you that option in the camera settings. And number two, too little depth of field, unless you're shooting in the cinematic mode, which is not using optical, but digital or AI to kind of create a depth of field, and it's just not the same as like when you're shooting something with an actual lens. And then number three, it's almost always too sharp. So considering those cons, we're going to kind of undo those. And before we begin, do me a favor, smash the like button. It really helps the video and in turn, you will be helping me and I will appreciate that. Let's jump in. All right, so we're in Resolve and this is the clip that we're working with, shot on the latest iPhone in Rec 7 or 9. And the footage came from Jason Morris. So I want to take a second and give my brother a shout out. Thank you so much, bro. You guys should definitely check out his channel. I'm going to have the links to his Instagram and YouTube in the description of this video. So all we got going on here is I'm converting my footage from Rec 709 to DaVinci Wide Gamut because that's going to give me more room to play with while color grading. And then on the tail end, I'm taking my DaVinci Wide Gamut and converting it back to Rec 709 so it could be seen properly on the web. All right. First thing that I want to do when I look at this footage is that, and that's a very common thing that happens with the iPhone. Okay. So this is not this particular shot. The yellows are usually very ugly. They're jaundicey, like greenish yellow. They're not the yellows that you would see with your eyes. So that's the one thing that I'm going to fix. I'm going to show you the quickest and the easiest way to fix it without breaking your image. Another thing that I see is that I already mentioned in the cons is that it's a little too sharp. And we do see that it's very sharp, which is very unlike how movies look, where they have like this nice soft feel to it. That doesn't mean like soft focus. And we're going to try to add that in. Okay. And other than that, we'll do one more thing that I'm going to show you. I don't want to ruin the surprise. That's really going to bring everything together and give it that film look. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I'm going to start off by adding some softness to my image, and I'm going to go in here in our blur tool. I'm going to punch in quite a bit. And then once I'm here, all I want to do is I'm going to go under my radius and I'm going to crank this up. So see, it gets blurry when you go up. It gets sharpened when you go down. So I'm going to go to somewhere around 52-ish. And if I do before and after, you see how subtle it is. It doesn't make it look like it's out of focus. If I come out and just punch in a little bit in this area, you can clearly see before and after, like right here, how it just takes the edge off. And that's all we're going to do here. Okay, so we're basically just unsharpening the footage here. Why am I doing it here instead of like down here? Personally, the way I look at it is that anything that I want to apply as if it was done that way in camera, I want to do it before I start color grading. Okay, so if I want to apply like a certain filter effect, I would do it right here instead of like down here because I want to make it feel like I threw a Pro Mist filter on my camera before it came to post. Okay, so that's the mindset behind it. Here, I'm just going to call it primaries. We're not going to touch it right now. And then this is where we're going to do most of our legwork. So let's call it curves. So I'm going to go in here and pull this up. And all I want to do is I want to raise this up a little bit because it's just it's too digital looking. And I don't like that. I'm going to bring this down from the top somewhere around here. If I do before and after, you know, this doesn't particularly look great, but it's gonna take me where I need to go. I'm gonna grab a point right here and I'm gonna start pulling it. I'm just looking at the screen right now. I'm gonna go too far and then I'm gonna kind of pull it back. And I'm gonna leave it somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna create another point up here, and very gently, I'm gonna just kind of keep it somewhere around here. I'm gonna create another point to have like a smoother roll off up top. And then do I need to do something else here? Let's move it around and look at our image to see how it feels before and after. So you can already see like how the light is wrapping around and it's just giving it a little bit more weight. I'm liking that, right? Like if we need to make any more modifications, we can. But overall, it's just giving it a very, very gentle feel to the entire image compared to what we had going on before. So I'm gonna park it here. So look at it, like how thin the skin tones look before, and then this is after. Okay, this is not coming at a cost of anything. Okay, like it's not making it too contrasty or anything like that. It's very subtle. Another thing that I want to do is I want to go under my hue versus hue. And all I want to do is I just want to grab my yellows right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start cranking it up and go too far as always and then come back. And even if I just leave it somewhere around here, you see that gunky yellow, we're getting rid of it. Okay, like that gunky yellow is gone. Now, if somebody's complaining, let's just say if it's a cleaning supply commercial and like they want to keep that yellow, first of all, I can tell you that the yellow is not this yellow. It's still going to be a little bit, you know, on the orange side. But like I mentioned on the iPhone, it just always makes things a bit more greenish yellow. So that's one thing. But let's just say if we have to isolate it, that's a different video, okay? Because you have to just like then key this out and create a quick little window and then track it. And that would be the end of that. It's not going to be that complicated, but we're not going to attack that in this video. But I just wanted to kind of give you a disclaimer on that. So we're looking pretty good in terms of like what's happening with our contrast and what we did here. Next thing is going to be window. And that's just one of those things that's not pertaining to like making iPhone footage look good, but that's just one of those things that, you know, you always have to do to make things look cinematic, just like kind of controlling light. And that's a big part of color grading, okay? So I'm just going to do something like that. And it has to be motivated. You can't just like make something up. Like I'm going to do Shift H so you guys can see what's happening. We're going to leave this as is and everything else we're going to affect, okay? So I'm going to go under my gamma and I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to go too far. I'm going to come back and leave it somewhere around here, right? And it feels very natural because the light is coming through the window and then everything is kind of just falling off. So it looks natural. And we use light to tell us where to put the vignette. We didn't just, you know, mindlessly put it in the middle because that's where it's supposed to go. So these things are very, very important. And then let's just call it window. The next one is my custom LUT that you can download. And I'm going to show you in a second, like the link where you can find it. And it's doing a lot, right? Like if I just turn that on, you can see, first of all, in my scopes, like how it's cleaning everything up. Just look at it, right? So it's cleaning everything up. And then it's, if you look at my vector scope, how much separation it's creating. And we can see the separation right here. So like, look at like how it's just kind of in the same world. And then as soon as we do that, like the skin tones to the background, like it's just completely separated, right? Like we can see it right here too. And it leaves the warmth as is. It just adds a little bit of like cooler tones on the bottom end, right? So like, look at that. On the bottom end, it's adding cooler tones and it's leaving the warm tones as is. And guys, if you want to download this LUT, go check out my free training where you will also learn how to get the perfect skin tones, how to shot match the gamma shift issues that you might experience when you upload something to YouTube. And there's so much more. And you will also get access to not just this LUT, bunch of LUTs and power grades. So definitely check it out. Link is in the description. And then we're going to go here. And then the final step is going to be adding halation and grain. Now you can do this. So let's just call this show LUT. And let's call this Texture. Texture is one of the most important things when it comes to working with something like the iPhone, because that's really going to trick the audience into thinking that it's a different camera than just the iPhone. And even if I punch in this area right here, you can already see the effects of the grain and how much texture and weight it adds to the footage. And then like, look at the halation, what that's doing right here. And then right here, if I do before and then after, like, look at how subtle this is, but how much more punch it adds to bring it all together. And again, like I said, you can use Resolve's own halation, and let's just do this. Let's just even try that and grain. But I personally would use Filmbox because it is so much better. But let me just create a new node and then type in halation and grab that and drop it on. And then here you can see that the effect is like super cheesy when it comes in. So we're going to go in effects and we're going to control some of these things. So I'm going to go under my strength and I'm going to pull it back quite a bit. And if I do before and after, I'm going to go in my spread. Let's do this. And I'm going to go in my spread and I'm going to like pull that back first. And then I'm going to go in my strength and I'm just going to kind of leave it somewhere around there. Even then, I just feel like it never does like what it's supposed to do, like the other effect does, right? Like I just feel like Resolve halation just needs more love, right? Like it just needs a little bit more to really come together, because even if I use the threshold and control it, I just feel like it's not the same effect. I mean, you can see it in this area that it is doing something, or even here, like it is adding a little bit. And if you don't want to pay $1,000 and you want a quick halation effect, this is your option to consider. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under basic grain. I'm going to turn that on, and it's very caked on. It's very, very heavy. Unless you're going for that, I think it's a bit too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my size. Actually, I'm going to go under my strength and I'm going to split it in half. So we're going to do somewhere around 1.38-ish. And it's not that bad. I'm going to go under size and I'm going to reduce it to half too. And we're going to completely kill the saturation because we just want a monochromatic grain. So this is where we're at. If you were to use Resolve's FX, which is going to be free if you have the studio version. But personally, this just hits the spot for me and makes a big difference. With color grading, like when you see it on YouTube, probably you're going to be like, dude, I can barely tell the difference. I don't know what you're talking about. But with color grading, it's all about nuances, okay? It's all about the smallest details that makes a huge impact overall. So something to keep in mind. And if I were to sum it up in 3 simple steps when you're working with an iPhone footage or just any phone footage, unsharpen it first, create a film curve that gives it a really nice film feel, and then add texture to add that weight that we get from cinema cameras. So hopefully you guys got some good tips out of this video, and my approach to color grading is always, let's simplify the F out of it, and if we need to get complicated and get in there and do some granular things, we can, but it's always start broad and then go narrow. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.